Mr. Chinedu, looking at the polity, how everywhere is heated up, Lagos State in particular, Lagos State government have come out to actually denounce Lagospedia. Lagospedia is a social media handle, rallying up ethnic bigotry. But Lagos State government have distanced itself, saying that they don't represent or they don't even support any ethnic baiting against the Igbos. And in fact, the governor is even begging the Igbos not to leave Lagos because the Igbos have contributed more than even the federal allocation because of the Apapa, the Ladipo market, the Alaba market. What's your take on this?
Yes, Mr. D, I also listen to other commentaries, other people opinions, especially some of the elite intellectuals, around the southwest. I also listen to the youths of this country, but the question is that the governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Sowolu, coming out to take a decision on that. Let us commend him, but we want to see such person apprehended and let him face the consequences of the law at the end of the day. So the other ones can be deterred at the end of the month, at the end of the day. So until we begin to see that, we might just see it as just a small screen again, because we do not know what is actually the brain behind what happened, to the extent that somebody came up with that kind of hashtag that Igbo must leave Lagos, not even Lagos, southwest Nigeria. But we must understand that, such person is not a spirit. I understand that the person is just somebody that can be assessed, and we are waiting to see such person arrested and maybe investigated to find out the motive, and the forces behind it, so that we can know the direction these things are coming, because this is capable of igniting ethnic crisis in Lagos, and Lagos will be, if it's not taken, Lagos will go down because, people will be ready to define whatever they have in Lagos at the end of the day. And that might not be too good for Lagos at the end of the day, because it will attract a major division. And if the Yorubans feel that they are not going to make sure that such person is being brought to book, if there's any kind of misunderstanding in Lagos, the Yorubas will find it very difficult to conquer Lagos, because there will be divided interest at the end of the day. The Yoruba youth are against it, from the ones I've been able to talk to, and from the one what is happening directly in the social media, they are totally against it, and some of the Yoruba elites are against it. So it's not something that will hold waters, I think, and the government themselves are making effort to make sure that whatever tension that has come with that is being beat down completely. So you can see the Southeast Caucus also met in that regard. So, but we want to see a persecution, we want to see arrest, we want to see investigation, to unravel the mystery behind that. But away from that, you can see both socially and economically, the lifeline of Lagos is still being held by Igbos, and Igbos are not actually against anyone. You can take the history of Lagos State. You cannot see, anytime, any day where you can see an Igbo man fomenting trouble. I don't think there's anything like that from the history that I know. But you can see the other people trying to put up a kind of tension that will generate, chaos. And of course, it is not anybody's making anyway, but we have a reasons, and I can see that the whole thing has actually gone down now. There's no protest anymore. So what does that tell you? It tells you the Nigerian factor. They have not successfully been able to impact on that protest, that came up with Igbos must go. Igbos said, no, because the Igbos did not partake in that protest, that's not the reason why they should leave Lagos, or what? That's not the reason why such hashtag Igbo must go should be put down to the public, considering the fact, the kind of tension it will generate. So the only way such thing can be doused is when the government and the state governor himself are able to arrest whoever that is beyond that. Knowing fully well, as you said, that Igbos don't foment trouble. We always want to see value added wherever Igbos find themselves, and that's what it means.
Mr. Chinedu, some people are saying that this strategy that Lagos State is trying to reconcile with the Igbos could be political. Some people are saying, could it be because the president and his Lagos team are feeling threatened by the Northerners? Perhaps they want to assuage the Southeast into their camp. Maybe if they can reconcile on this note, whereby they say that they start begging and start apologizing to the Igbos, maybe come 2027, the Igbos might just replace the lost votes of the Northerners. I do think there's a possibility in that agenda.
No, it's one of the reasons why we are missing a personality like Yinka Odumaki. This is where Yinka Odumaki would have come in very well. You understand what I mean? This is where they would have celebrated somebody like Yinka Odumaki, because this is what he stood for. This is what he believes, that the entire South should be able to come together, to break the northern political monopoly, that is threatening the entire South, and that is what he's playing out. No matter how you see that the Tinubu government is extremely not too good, but it should be seen that whatever the South does with their turn, it's none of Northerners' business, because they have had a major fair share of this administration, and we need to consolidate power first before we begin to prepare, on how we are going to, be able to move things ahead. That is 2, 3. You can see the game the Northerners are trying to play now. They're trying to see use 2 against 1. At the end of the day, by trying to extend their hand towards the Igbos again, in trying to checkmate Tinubu's second-term ambition. So it's going to be another fight, that when the time comes, it will be properly defined. But the consciousness, as I'm talking to you now, is that as it stands now, the only thing that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will likely do is to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is left off the hook. Then we can guarantee about that relationship, to be initiated in the first place. But when he does that, the North will see it as a threat to the Nigerian sovereignty at the end of the day. I might likely see Tinubu as working against northern interests, But at the stance now, nobody can come out and tell you decisively that Igbos were the ones that pioneered or initiated the protest. You can see it very clearly that it was coming from the north, and to the extent, foreign flags, even though they later claim it is a military flag, has been flown all over the place in Abuja, in the north. There's nothing like that in the east. So I think if the Igbos themselves are beginning to understand the Nigerian factor very clearly compared to before, begin to study things the way it is at the end of the day. So, but you can see that the people who the Tinubu is using to attack Igbos are still in Tinubu's government, and nothing's been done. So if there's anything that the North are going to use to embrace the Igbos might likely play the card at the end of the day. Because we're supposed to be seeing, so we're not supposed to be seeing somebody like Bayo Ononuga in that administration. Though from what we are getting from Aso Rock, they are really making things difficult for him, as I'm talking to you now, because that statement is still generating tension among the cabinet members, among the Federal Executive Council meeting. They don't know how they are going to manage that situation, as I'm talking to you. And you can see it has even extended to Lagos, where somebody came up and was hashtagging rubbish. And the tension is still on. So they not by leverage on that now. I begin to, I mean, when they play 2 against 1, that's the end of Tinubu's first. There'll be nothing like second time for him. There's no how you can do it. You can see they are all over the place. Removing APC secretariat, zinc, roof, removing it. Throw everything about APC in the north is no longer something that you can be able to stand and defend at the end of the day. So the north and east against Yorubas, of course, that will be the end of Yoruba, Tinubu's second term ambition at the end of the day. But we don't want to see that happen. You know, what we're saying is that at this point in time, Tinubu should be sophisticated enough, you know, to at least first thing, remove some of these Lagos boys that surrounded himself with, and bring in fresh hands, fresh Nigerians with fresh bread, so that we can see the next direction. Of course, his administration is going to embrace at the end of the day.
Thank you very much for that beautiful submission. Good morning, Mr. Raphael.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, yesterday Lagos State government was on the mainstream media begging the Igbos that please don't go because Apapa, Wharf, Alaba gives them more money, even more than FAC. You know, now it is left for the Igbo people to accept that apology or not. And what's your reaction to this?
My reaction is that since Lagos has, begun to accept the Igbos, I think we should look into what actually transpired recently about the rumors of Igbos,
Igbo must go agenda.
being served with notice to go. That agenda is not from the corner of Yoruba elites. There are Yoruba elites, there are Yoruba miscreants, there are Yoruba touts. Do you know what I mean? The Afenifere recently came out and said no. Anybody that is behind that rumor should be what? Brought to the court of justice or law to prove it. And Afenifere, they debunk it. They did not give it approval. They have never affirmed Igbos with notice. So our Papa axis, the wolf, they should relax because it's not coming from the right corner. We actually know that the motoparks, the touts from motoparks in Lagos State are behind it. Listen and listen good. Yoruba we are talking about are very, sensible. There are people that we've been living with for over how many years now. The Yorubas are not bad people to Igbos. I know what they have been doing over the years with their Hausa Fulani counterparts, aligning with them. That is when you come to leadership. Politically, they will align with the Hausa, they will get what they need. But telling Igbos to leave Yoruba land, no, it has never come up to that. And Yoruba, I tell you, are not guilty of that. It is the Omonile, the people that are claiming that they are the owners of the land, people that their fathers, their mothers, their grandmothers left particular, portions of land for them to share among their siblings. They are the one that we know are the Omonile in Lagos. They are the one that have been campaigning and talking and dragging it with Igbos that the Igbos should go. If Igbos go, who are the investors in Lagos State? Who are the people that are building houses? Who are the people that are paying taxes? Who are the people that are promoting, Lagos, as a modern cosmopolitan city? Investors within Nigeria, not outside. Who are they? The Igbos. So we've, whether it off, we put it behind us. It couldn't be, and they shouldn't be from the Yorubas. The Igbos should go, Igbos should not go, or something like that. It's not from the actual Yoruba elites. It's from the miscreants, street urchins, motopark towels. The Yorubas, they have been living with Igbos for many years. Lagos, Southwest, especially Lagos, is 57-year-old as a city. Lagos was declared Lagos in 1967. The Igbos, the Ibibio, all the eastern central states, they lived in harmony as of 1966 when the coup was ravaging. 1967 when the war was going on, fully escalated Nigerian Biafra civil war, they were here living with Yoruba. Unless the very, some pocketed, aspect of it from the axis of Abeokuta, Agbara in Ogun State, where you have Operation Ochepu, Operation ward them off, remove them, eliminate them. Except from that, okay, Igbos were there during the war. Nobody actually touched them. So we are together as brothers and sisters. They are our sisters tribe or brothers tribe. They are Yoruba. So that which notice, it can never hold, and it has never ever been. So what we are trying to do now is reintegrate ourselves, reintegrate Yoruba. We are all the same. The communities that are Yorubas in Omoa here, they are living there in peace. No Igbo man can ever come and threaten a sojourner. Who is a sojourner? A sojourner is a what? A man in a journey that is not from the very particular land that he has journeyed to. He has journeyed to that particular land. You are a sojourner. You are a stranger. And we in Igbo land, no, we don't do that. That's why God is blessing us. If you are a sojourner, if there's anything that comes up in the community where you are taking sojourn, they will not include you. They will say this one is a stranger, leave him alone. Okay, we don't oppress foreigners, strangers in our region. That's why we're like this. So what comes up here, I've seen and studied Afenifere. Afenifere is with us. Sanwo-Olu is with us. Tinubu is doing his normal business in the federal level with Lagos boys who are bent on oppressing Nigerians, especially the Igbo investors. Who are the investors in Lagos State? Igbos. We have come or gone lots and lots miles to make sure that African continent is stabilized. We don't want people that are exploiting, exploring, stealing from this continent, absconding to the Western Europe, and what made their money, leaving Africa in shambles and crumbles. See, we have gone lots, long and longer way than any other continent in Africa.
Thank you very much for that submission.